Hello, thank you for tuning in to the Diaspora panel. This is our first edition since the election was concluded. Today, I have with me Mr. Olaitan Adedigba, who is based in the United States of America. Mr. Adedigba, you are welcome to today's meeting.
It's my pleasure being here today.
And I have my beloved brother, Mr. Olalawal, who is based in Canada. Mr. Lawal, you are also welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So if this is your first time of watching our any of our videos, please subscribe to this video. It is free of charge. It means that anytime we do a new video, you'll be one of the first people to know about it. If you want to give us any advice or send us any information, please send your emails to info@diasporapanel.com. So today we are going to discuss the first 60 days of President Bola Tinubu's tenure as a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Mr. President for your well-fought victory and well-deserved victory over in the general election. You've waited for so many years, so long for that win, and we hope that your tenure will bring peace and prosperity to Nigeria. So, and I'm going to start with you first, Mr. Lawal in Calgary. So, it's been about 60 days, roughly about 60 days, that we've had a new president. Our energetic and brainwise president, Bola Tinubu, who in the last 60 days has hit the ground running, if I may say that, and has been doing, has put out a lot of policies. So, Shukbo, what is your general impression of Bola Tinubu's tenure in the first 6 days in office?
Well, thank you very much for having me this morning. I personally, I think it's still a bit early, to say categorically where this is all gonna go. But one impression that I have and an observation that I have made is that the new president, Ashwaji Bola Tinubu, does not seem to be shy in tackling really very contentious issues. Because people will probably, may have advised that, amidst all of the issues surrounding the February election, with, court cases still, still going on, that, the new president will kind of tread cautiously. He seemed to me to, have taken the bull by the horn to tackle issues that will be seemingly, contentious and really very serious, as it has come to light that, prior administrations seem to have shied away from making some of those tough decisions. So I will give, some credit to him, for, tackling very serious issues head on. But I would say, even with that, it's a bit early, to say, where this is all gonna go. But I think his willingness to, hit the ground running and recently submitting the list of ministers also to meet the 60-day timeline, I think shows a man who has been waiting for this time for a long time, and is not shy of, of making decisions.
Thank you very much, Shukbo. So let's go over to Olaito. Olaito, I know that you are a very, very good supporter of BAT, and you are not shy anytime to, to let people know that what he's made of. Has he met your expectation in the last 60 days?
I must say that he has met my expectation, okay. No doubt. Because the way the rods, the very first day he get there, he showed himself to be determined and prepare for the job. Right. Where subsequent leaders like Jonathan and Buhari, President Buhari, President Jonathan, they were trading, they were afraid to do. For you to change the scheme, the service chiefs, you know what it means? Everybody, we were even for General Buhari, we were even crying loud that these people need to be changed because of the incessant killing and abducting and Fulani, all these people, to change Buratashi. So you know what it means now for the civilian just to come there and make sure it's ready, it's prepared. You know where the shoe pinches. So, no doubt he's ready for the job, but he is still early, right, to judge. But with the way he started, no doubt about it, it's gonna perform wonders by the grace of God. But I want him to be listening to people, not people who surround him, but the generality of people. There should be an information gathering system where he will be reading, he will busy himself, he will be feeling the pulse of the society, not what people around him are telling him. That is the bane of the Nigerian leadership. You should be feeling the pulse of the people. It's very, very important, like the way we do here in advanced countries. Please, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be feeling the pulse of the people by reading whatever people are saying, either good or bad. Please, right? And people are ready to serve. People are ready to bring innovations, right, to the system, right? People are ready, even without collecting anything. They should be invited, not the political of all these people are the aim of affairs too. Please, thank you.
Thank you very much, Olaitan. And that was what I expected you to do, and you did it exactly. So now let me go over again to Mr. Lawal. President Tinubu removed the oil subsidy in his first statement as president. And within the same week, he removed the different windows when we trade currency. So the currency is now deregulated and oil subsidy is gone. Now oil has increased from roughly about 170. It's now gone up to about 700, thereabout 600, 700. And currency, which used to be officially around 400, 450. Last night I was trying to send some money, home, and it was going for about 940 for no, sorry, that's from euro to naira, about 940. So do you think this is what Nigerians voted for?
So I think there's couple of things loaded in your question. So let me tackle them one by one. The issue of the oil subsidy, to be very honest, there is still a lot that we don't know. And I say that because if you look at some of the interviews that have been granted even by the chairman of the NNPC, Mele Kyari, and some of the facts that have come out, from different bloggers and stuff, there are reports that have confirmed that subsidy has actually not been paid for some time. There are also reports that the subsidy scheme is actually still going on, or was actually still going on until a few months before Asiwaju was sworn in. So is that true? Has payments not been made? There have been reports also that for the last couple of years, payments have actually not been made. For this. So we really don't know what is going on. But what we know is that there was some form of arrangement between the NNPC and its partners, where there was supposed to be a crude for PMS swap, where NNPC would give crude and then in return, they would get PMS. All of the other derivatives, were pretty much forgone. So that arrangement, quite honestly, I cannot come to terms with why NMPC will have made that type of an arrangement when we had, 3 refineries, though not operating at all. But at least with the Dangote refinery, there should be production that would at least meet, local consumption, at least probably up to about 50 to 60%. But that by the side, I think Asiwaju's willingness to really, tackle the issue, because, if there's subsidy payments have not been made, whatever that arrangement is, I think the important thing is that arrangement is shrouded in so much controversy that the best thing is just to end it. I think that's the first thing. The second thing also is that if you compare the current price of PMS in Nigeria with the exchange rate, it is actually comparable to what people pay in other countries. So would we say that it is expensive? I think the cost has really been very low for Nigerians for such a long time. And you can't blame Nigerians either, because due to the mismanagement of the economy, corruption, that low fuel cost is probably the only things Nigerians believe that they are benefiting from their government. So, it is such an emotional issue for Nigerians, because now once the subsidy is gone and, the prices are pretty much comparable to other countries, it's like there is no benefit for being in Nigeria. So it's an emotional thing, I think, for Nigerians. But I believe strongly that if all of the controversy around this issue is sorted out, basically really by removing it and just let market forces play, I believe that things will eventually normalize. There are steps I think that the government can take, to that effect. And then I will say also, I think to your last question, the issue, about
currency.
The currency. I am a firm believer, actually, that the Nigerian naira does not have to be, as strong as the dollar. Actually, if we are a producing economy, if we produce a lot of goods and we produce services, it actually makes Nigerian products and Nigerian services cheaper and quite attractive, for in the international market. There are many countries that are doing pretty well, that have trade surplus even with the US, that their currencies are not that strong now. So exchanging the euro for about 940, in my, it's not. I don't think that is the real crux of the issue. I think the real crux of the issue is if Nigerians can produce majority of the goods that they need at home, and they have a strong export framework, that actually will work in the favor, because many Nigerians likely will be able to afford locally produced goods, and will be able to, at the same time, earn more foreign currency, by increasing exports. So one thing that I like about this is now you begin to see market forces actually play, the forces of demand, and that is really the best way to, stabilize the markets, and to ensure that, all of these parallel markets of somebody buying at a different rate, selling, all of that is gone. So people now have to do serious work and serious business to earn a decent living.
Thank you very much. Lighton, please, can you unmute yourself, first of all? Right. So we're talking now about deregulation, which has taken place. Oil is being deregulated, and currency is also being deregulated. Do you think this is the best policy for Nigeria at this particular time?
Deregulation is the best policy for Nigeria at this particular time. But the point is, why are so many people crying wolf about deregulation? This is what we've been saying we needed deregulation, we needed this, we needed that. So when we deregulate, right, the market forces will determine the price. So, and the crude oil in the international market, right? I mean, the crude oil will be sold at the oil, anything will be sold at the price of or in the international market. So the reason for the reason why people are crying foul is every now and then is Nigeria for what we have. We always when something changes, the status quo change, we normally cry foul. But my only grouse with the deregulation was there is no enough provision on ground to pushing down the effect of this deregulation. Before you could deregulate, a lot of people are there suffering, for God's sake, right? Not everybody are politicians, not everybody are senators, not everybody are members of House of Representatives who are earning 39, 49, $45 million every month. A lot of people are there who cannot afford 2 square meals, right? What do we have in place for them? They should be, the Buhari regime should have said, okay, the deregulation ends in July. They should make a budget towards that, and they should have imported a lot of transportation buses. They give it to each state, right? So state will be good. Everybody that wants to go to work, they can be able to go to work. They can commute and alight wherever they want to go. So that will have pushing the effect, rather than saying that they're leaving them at the vagaries of the market forces. It's wrong. You cannot do, it is only in Nigeria that Nigeria government doesn't provide for the citizen. Every other countries in the world, they provide for the citizen, but Nigeria provide for the office of the government officials. The government officials are to be thinking about how to make the life of decent Nigerian decent. How Nigerian populace is going to live decent life. Look at the way they provided for us here during the COVID. Nigeria government, they ordered all the food. We say all the money we sent from here, they ordered it. They don't give them until people are looting it. So I don't know why people are busy. Providing for their citizens in versus Nigeria will be busy making sure that the citizens are suffering. It's wrong. But with the government of Bola Tinubu, I know President Bola Tinubu, I know things will change now a little better. That is my thing. That is my thinking. So the regulation is needed now. So, but to buttress, to cap up what you just said, I listened to some guys, with what people like Tom David West said. He said there was no there was no subsidy. Buhari inch upon that statement too, that there was no subsidy, that the subsidy was a scam. So I wouldn't know. I'm not vast in that, but I need to go and sit down and research about it. That how many barrels, Sanusi Lamido even buttress it. That how many oil are we consuming in Nigeria? How much are they paying those people? Bringing oil to Nigeria. How are they? They swap all this oil for all these things. I don't know. It's shrouded with secrecy, and it's all a patch up affairs. Please, government, President Bola Tinubu should please look into it.
Okay. Thank you, Lighton. So just to pick up from what you have said and what Super also said. Now, we know that there was this oil swap regime that was going on, which the federal government or the NNPC, they will give this foreign consortium, they will give them crude oil. So these foreign companies will refine this oil, and they will give us PMS, that's petroleum free. So they will keep all the aviation oil, the kerosene, the diesel, the all the other things that is gotten from all the plastics and all that, they will keep it to themselves as their gain. So they will now give us petroleum free of charge. This is the petroleum that we now sell in Nigeria. So if that is the issue, that's the way it is. Where is the subsidy? Why are they giving money out to? Where are the subsidies? What do you think?
So this is the reason why I said, Nigerians we haven't gotten to the bottom of the issue. Because there is still a lot that is not known. First and foremost, who made even that swap arrangement? Who reviewed it? Who approved it? I think Nigerians is very clear that we have the worst leaders in the whole world. Because if we have 3 refineries, there's one in Port Harcourt, there's one in Warri, there's one in Kaduna, and between the 3 refineries, not one of them is operating. We can't make any refined products. At the worst, we can sell our crude, at the normal, international rate, and, make our own arrangements to buy PMS and other derivatives. So when you are now giving away your crude and you are only collecting just one fraction, one derivative of all of the derivatives that you can actually obtain from it, it's like you are already at the lower end of the value chain and you are still shortchanging yourself. That can only happen if certain other people are actually benefiting in other ways. So, to be very honest,
the question is, where is the subsidy then? Where how are they?
That's the $1 million question. Because, they're saying that, for the PMS that is being brought back, it is not supposed to, no payment is supposed to be made for that, because that is what we're supposed to receive as part of the swap.
Yeah.
But what seems to be happening is that when the PMS arrives, certain amount of money is paid.
To whom?
To whom, we don't know. I think there's actually an analysis done by another blogger that actually named the companies that are supposed, that apparently are supposed to be, importing the PMS. My understanding is that some of those companies have even confirmed that they've never received payments. So there's a lot that is really unknown about this arrangement.
Yeah.
And the only thing that means is that it is very, very shady, it is corrupt, and it is being perpetrated by people in high office. There's no question about that. So if we really want to get to the bottom of it, we can't have the same people who have been running the show for only God knows the last couple of decades still at the end of affairs. We need to really get rid and clean house, bring in a fresh set of people who can then, investigate this, make the appropriate corrections, and then, begin to implement the right policies. Okay. I don't know, there's just a lot that is no, but it is very clear that this is a very corrupt scheme.
It is.
That is intended, to profit a few at the expense of the entire country.
Thank you, Shukwa. Later, from what I read and in the way I understand it, so the federal government supplies crude to some foreign refineries to refine the crude. Now, when they supply this crude, some Nigerian companies or some entities in Nigeria carries the crude to the foreign company. So some Nigerian shipping line or some oil magnates, they take this crude that belongs to Nigeria, take it abroad, refine it. Now, they're not paying for the crude. They're just lifting it for free. They take it abroad, they refine it. After they refine it, they collect petroleum, only petrol.
PMS.
Bring the petrol back to Nigeria and then collect subsidy. Is that the way you run a country?
No, is filled with anomalies, patch up affairs, and untruth I don't know, for God's sake, when we have 3 refineries, none is working. You will employ people up to present moment. I think they have like over 7,000 workforce. They are being paid without refining a drop of oil.
Yeah.
In the 3, in the 3 oil companies. I mean, in 3 refineries.
Yeah.
Right? We are paying them. And some guys, they will take crude from here, they will take it overseas, and they will bring it back, and they will collect subsidy. Subsidy for what? So these are the things. So those people who said there is no subsidy, they are not far from the truth. This is gospel truth. There is no subsidy at all anywhere. So this is the more reason why the president, I know he's capable of doing it. He needs our support. We need to support him wholeheartedly so that he can be successful. He needs to get to the bottom of this stuff. The people at the NNPC, they have the monitoring gadgets installed in NNPC, but they don't do anything. Every day they continue vandalizing pipeline, and without doing anything, they steal crude oil every day. They want the vessel that was burnt, right? It carried every week. It carried 1 million barrel every week, right? He was caught. He changed the name of that vessel. It was in original name. It was in former name. So they changed that vessel. They changed the name to enable him come to Nigeria shore. You can't believe all these things. I don't know. Why are we so unpatriotic in Nigeria?
Anyway, that's another story for another day. Another story for another day. So let's go over.
Let us support Mr. President and the people at the end of affairs. So we might get the best result. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Lighton, for that wonderful contribution. I love your passion. So when President Tinubu, I think the first week when he got into power, he has been talking about palliative measures, how he intends to give succor to Nigerians who have been affected by the subsidy and by other measures. So we heard through one of his assistants, one of his advisors, that there's going to be about 12 million people who will benefit from 8,000 naira monthly, as a kind of palliative. And we know that there are ongoing discussions with labor movements to increase the salaries of government workers all across the country. So, but Shipo, we have a country of about 200 million people. According to all information flying all over the place, about 50% of this population, which is about 100 million people, lives below the poverty line. So if the president says, I want to give 12 million people out of this 100 million, I want to give them 8,000 naira a month. First of all, right now, 1,000 naira is like 1 pound. So 8,000 naira is about 8 pounds. So that would be in Canadian dollars, that would be about 16 Canadian dollars, if you know what I mean. So do you think that this is the right direction for the president? This is the right thing. And for example, how will you choose this 12 million people? And what will 8,000 naira a month do?
Yeah, so I think it's important to highlight that Nigeria has been long overdue for a social welfare program. There's no question about that. There are lots of people who are living between the poverty line and there's no help. There's no social fabric to actually help and ensure that people have the right safety net. So Nigeria is overdue for one. But as for any policy in Nigeria, who does it and how it's done is important, because the money at the end of the day will be spent and it will not get to the people who actually need it.
Get to the grassroots, yeah.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I think 8,000 naira is too small, for anybody, to live on. I would have actually, and I think, we did put a proposal together that would actually, address this for about 120 million people. I think Nigerians, I would say the government, the wealthy in Nigeria have to understand that you cannot live freely or move freely when more than half of Nigerians are living in poverty. Even if you are a rich person who is really working, hard and earning a decent living, you cannot enjoy your wealth if you are surrounded by people who
hungry people.
Yeah, it's going to come from. So it is in everybody's interest that basic, and we're talking about basic necessities, which is people eat 3 square meals a day. Not just anything, but a relatively nutritionally balanced meal. That actually, and then if they're still unemployed, put them in programs where they can learn certain skills that will make them employable. The government can even figure out ways that they can use some of that labor for people that are on the welfare program. And at the end of the day, what you will find is people can actually sit down and think, what do I want to do? What skill do I want to pursue? Because they can eat, they have somewhere to put their head. They don't have to resort to doing unimaginable things, just in the, to be able to earn a living. So it is in everybody's interest. Even rich people can enjoy their money because, the people that live around them are not hungry, are not desperate, and, can even, also bring proposals that they have kind of thought through on, things that they can do. So 8,000 naira, I think, is too small. And I think that's the first thing. The second thing is these programs rely on basic and fundamental infrastructure to work well, which means you have to be able to successfully track people. You have to have a mechanism to determine who is actually working, who isn't.
Yeah.
And you have to be able, to have measures where suddenly ghost people don't show up in the database.
Yeah. Very important.
This is a massive problem in Nigeria, where even in federal ministries and the state ministries, you have a massive amount of ghost workers that are being paid and somebody's collecting money, but nobody has ever seen them. So these are things that need to be addressed. I think the government has a role to play, but it's a program that should not only be run by the government. I think when you have NGOs that can get involved, organizations that are doing business in Nigeria can also get involved. I think they can bring a lot more credibility, and they can actually do it in a way that it will get into the right hands. Once this is solely in the control of politicians, trust me, funny things will happen.
Yeah. So I'm going to pause you there. Lighter. I want you to talk about this 8,000 naira palliative being proposed by the president to about 12 million people, and the proposal that we sent, who we have sent it to, why we are not getting any response, what is our own plans are. As Shukwu has just said, this should not be social welfare plan should not be handled by the government. It should be allowed to be handled by someone outside of the government, and like an NGO, as he has said, and the money should not be coming from the government. It should be coming from outside of the government. So I want you to talk briefly about it, and then I'm going to play the video of our proposal. Or do you want me to play the video first? Or do you
Yeah,
want
you can play the video for.
Okay.
Play the video for.
Let's have a look. Please, let's have a look. Please, let's look at the video first. Can you? Okay, let me mute. Hold on. Can you hear me? Where's the noise? Are you hearing any noise? I don't know why. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to show my screen. Mhm.
Or can I go ahead?
No, I'm going to show it now. Can you see the video?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm just going to pause it there. So let's go back into our conversation. So, Lighton, I know that you know the nitty-gritty of our proposal. You've you've attempted to contact the president himself several times through several people, but we've not been successful so far. So we are just using this medium for anybody who's watching this. We are trying to contact the presidency. We have a proposal that can lift 120 million Nigerians out of poverty within 1 year. It's a social welfare, a permanent social welfare scheme. Lighton, please explain.
Yeah, a social welfare scheme has been designed by us, and the intention is genuine, and we have the checklist for identify the vulnerable people. By our calculation, we discovered that 90% of Nigerians, they live under poverty line according to IMF. IMF IMF
statistics, statistics,
yeah. So what we are saying in essence is we need to convince Nigerians, the wealthy people, the Nigerians abroad, the Nigerians who had money stars overseas, that they should bring down the money. The fund, they should bring it down. They should come and employ people in Nigeria. By employing people, right, they will have firm grip over their money, and they will be contributing to the economic development of Nigeria. We have a way to, gather the. We have a way of gathering the database of the Nigerians, and there will not be anywhere near. Where people will register 2 times, but 1 time where we will do the checklist, we will identify the people who are in need. So by so doing, everybody will be getting something to do. A lot, 120 million people will be, will be employed. State government, we have a lot of people to work for them. All these people, by so doing, we are creating utility, right? Nigeria will be well developed. The economy will be rejigged. When people have money, the propensity to consume will be there. And once you consume, and government will be able to tax all these people. And government will have a lot of money on the circulation. So by so doing, we have a genuine intention. We sat down around the clock. We want to make Nigeria better. That is our intention, our aim. And nobody is asking for any money from anybody. But the rich people, the people with millions, who slash overseas, they should bring down the money. That is what we want to do. That is why we came out. And the two panelists too, we inch upon that. So we have genuine intention. That is our aim. So we want government to, listen to us, look at it, how doable it is, right? And let us implement it. Whether Nigeria lives will be better off or not. I rest my case.
Thank you.
So, Deji, I want you to dwell more on it, and later then, Mr. Lawa.
Yeah. So, thank you very much, Lighton, for that explanation. So, I'm going to go back to Shukwa to share some more light. So, but basically, what we are doing is that we have made a proposal that will lift about 120 million Nigerians, including students of our institution, out of poverty, so as to give them about 5,000, nothing less than 5,000 a week. That's about 20,000 naira a month, as a kind of, not palliative, as a kind of stipend, every week, so that they can, at least if they have headache, they can buy Panadol. If they are hungry, they can buy bread, if they are thirsty, they can buy Coca-Cola. It's not money that they will use to build a house or to buy a car, but at least for them to be able to, to live a possible life. And this money is not coming from the government. We are going to raise the money. We are not asking government to give us money. We will raise the money within Nigeria. We will go into all the rich people, all the billionaires, all the big companies, all the oil companies, all the manufacturers, all the companies that have made money in Nigeria. We will approach them. I will tell them, I will persuade them to put something into this fund. And then once the money is gathered together, then we'll spread it. We'll spread it on on a list that we are going to make ourselves. We are not going to allow any politician to make anything. We have the software. We have the software to actually make a list that to be very, very that will not have anybody put anything inside. Yeah, that will be very, very verifiable. So that's where we are. So Shukwa, what is your take on that video? What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, it's very well done, and I think it outlines how a welfare scheme can be successfully done in Nigeria. I don't think it is something that the government only should do. I think government is a major stakeholder. Non-governmental organizations, companies that do business in Nigeria are all stakeholders because they all operate within the social environment, and a better more sane, safer environment is in the interest of everybody. So I think NGOs and organizations, wealthy Nigerians can do a better job of tracing and tracking people or at least ensuring that the money actually gets, into the right hands. Part of some of the ways that, this can also even be done, if the government is really serious about lifting people out of poverty, is to even start, from as little as the grassroots, even school children that are going to school, up to, secondary school, for example, provide them with meals. So parents don't even have to bother, to kind of think of, what they're going to eat. In places like the North, do you know what that would do? That will, in fact, most parents will massively send their children to school because they know that they are not only going to get education, but, the meals that they're going to eat is going to be provided. And then, if you want to get kids out of trouble, make sure that they are doing something productive, put them in after school programs. Children that want to go into sports, put them into sporting activities, pay coaches, provide facilities. They'll do something constructive with their time. Those that want to, that want to get involved in other activities like robotics, coding, and all of those things, provide another meal. Before you know it, you will have an army of well-trained Nigerians that the army or the forces can recruit from, security agencies can recruit from, even companies can recruit from, and Nigerians themselves can, with help here and there, can begin to, establish themselves and do something productive with their time. That is a government or a program, as we've shown, that is serious about truly lifting people out of poverty. It can be done. We just need the government to put the framework together and to make sure that the right stakeholders are engaged.
Thank you very much, Shugo. That's a very wonderful explanation. So, Lighton, I'm just going to have you, to say, the last word. I want you to comment on how reachable is this federal government. As you said that they should be listening. They should be a listening government. But in the last 2 months, we have tried to. We've sent proposal to Aso Rock Villa, to the website, but there is no response. Can you advise the government that they need to put themselves out there so that people can reach them? Because I know there will be a lot of other people. Please unmute yourself. There will be a lot of other people who have been trying to contact either the president or the people around him, either by email or by telephone, but there is no response at all.
Like I said earlier on, I think Nigerian government should make them, they should make the people surrounding the Mr. President, they should make themselves available to the people they are governing. Without them, they should bear in mind that without them, there will not be anybody, there. So they are there to serve the people. So the people they are serving, they don't get a feedback from them on whatever they are doing. It's wrong. There should be a feedback. So you dwell on, it's like gathering data. You want to gather a data, you are ruling a country like Nigeria, you need to get a feedback from people. Yeah. That is intelligent gathering. Yeah, these people, this is what they are feeling. This is what their feelings are. Once you say money, the legislatures, the senator, they want to how much we accrue to them. The governor wants to know how much we accrue to them. The rep wants to know how much. So no, these are the people at the grassroots. Before God and man, the grassroots, the local government have been shattered. Right? These are the people at the grassroots, and everybody they want. But there should be every time we send money. We send messages to Aso, to Villa, to all these people. There should be feedback. Simple feedback, we do the trick.
Yeah.
Read it, get back immediately within 24 hours. Get back. If you are not in office, autoresponder should tell us that they are not in office. In the next 5 hours, 10 hours, we should get back to you. So there should be a mechanism on standby to make sure that everybody they are doing their work. Whatever they should not. All those people surrounding Mr. President, they are doing fantastic job, but they should do extra more by listening to the people in the country, the people they are serving. There are people genuinely overseas here who want to come and serve, to come and to say to put their their thoughts forward. This is how to better this, maybe in net system, in the infrastructural development. I have some people in Spain, they said they wanted to come to Nigeria to come and invest in showbiz, in infrastructural development. They said it, but no, we are nobody to contact, nobody, nothing. So government need to, government needs somebody who will be acting as a link to the people outside. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Light. So we've come to the end of today's deliberations. I want to thank you very well, Mr. Olalawal, all the way from Calgary. Please unmute yourself. Please, Mr. Lawal. Thank you so much for your wonderful contribution of today, Mr. Lawal.
Thank you for having me.
Mr. Ola, thank you also for your wonderful contribution. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. To all our viewers again, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please click that subscription button and subscribe. It is free of charge. If you have any information you want to pass on to us, we are on info@diasporapanel.com. And if you want to watch the full of that video that we played, is on our YouTube channel. If you go to www.diasporapanel.com, it will lead you to our YouTube channel, and you can watch the full of that social welfare program video. And again, we want to say thank you to all our viewers, and we hope to see you again next Sunday, 8 o'clock Greenwich Meridian time. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.